Well, hello, and welcome back to another podcast episode with Brittney Bundles. You are listening to the Brittney Bundles podcast, where we empower people through entrepreneurship. And today what I'd like to talk about is I'd like to talk about why reaching out has been so imperative to my business. And if you're wondering what I mean by reaching out, please make sure that you're following me on my YouTube channel. My channel is Brittney Bundles. On that channel, I posted a video going over, how can I phrase this? I posted a video actually showing you behind the scenes of how I reach out to website visitors, potential customers, previous customers, and also my clients. And I went over the benefits of doing that. Oftentimes you hear people, especially me, I hear this very frequently during consultations and during my mentor sessions. And they're going over why they feel like their business is not going to grow. And most often I hear people say, there's nothing else that I can do. I've tried everything. And when I ask additional probing questions, as far as, have you tried reaching out? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? I get no. And so there are a lot of opportunities that sometimes we overlook. And I've talked about that a lot on this podcast that can really help our business become stable, meaning receiving consistent sales and being able to stabilize our business and also look for growth opportunities to expand. So today I'm going to be talking about why reaching out to people, why making sure that you're looking at every possible opportunity, making sure that you connect with every possible person that has been interested in your business to offer your assistance and to make sure that you're doing the best that you possibly can do on the behalf of your business and also the people that are interested in what you're offering. So I'm going to be talking about this topic today. If you are interested, I encourage you to share the podcast episode. Sharing not only helps the podcast grow, but it also provides more exposure to those entrepreneurs that have been on this podcast via interview or have sponsored a episode. And it also helps the entrepreneurial community grow. So go ahead and share the podcast via Facebook. You can go ahead and copy this link and post it on your Facebook page. You can share this episode via DM. You can go ahead and share it via text message. You can turn on the podcast while you're in the car riding with a family member or friend. There's just so many options to share the podcast. So let's go ahead and get started doing so. I will give you all a moment to do that, and I'll be back in just a moment. All right, I'm back. So today we're talking about why reaching out has been so imperative to my business. The first point that I want to talk about is increased website traffic. So there are a lot of different theories. There are a lot of different videos on YouTube. There are a lot of different trainings out there on the big wide web going over ways that we can increase our website traffic. Increasing website traffic is so important for all businesses, in my opinion, especially those that are based primarily online. So e-commerce businesses like myself. I'm not a numbers person, but I say this quite often that you can look at your e-commerce store as a numbers game at certain times, meaning that the more people that are going to your website, the more of a chance, the higher of a chance, let me say it that way, you have of actually securing a sale. The higher chance you have of someone reaching out via your chat option, the higher chance you have of someone subscribing to your mailing list. So let me just paint the picture for an example. If I have a website here that gets 10 visitors a day versus if I have a website here that gets 100 visits a day, I think a lot of us would be prone to think and to assume that the website with 100 visits will more than likely have more abandoned carts, more sales, more action on their website. Now, I have also talked about making sure that you are getting tailored traffic because There is also a certain thing as getting a lot of visitors to your site but having no interaction and no traction. When I first started with my company and I would use paid ads, I wasn't really detailed nor specific as to how I was using the ads. And so a lot of times I would get a lot of traffic, but I wouldn't get sales. I wouldn't have abandoned carts. There really wouldn't be too much traction with my website besides the fact that someone clicked on the website and clicked right off. And at that point, that wasn't really benefiting my business. So if you are going to use this technique, you want to make sure that you're being very strategic with it. The way that I have worked my business, and I went over this on my YouTube video. So again, check out my channel at Brittney Bundles. But I showed you the behind the scenes footage of how I reached out, or I showed whoever was watching the behind the scenes footage of how I reached out to people that have gone to my website. And I got the information via my Shopify chat. So anyone that has reached out via chat, there is a log of that. Anyone that has gone to my website and left an abandoned cart, there's a log of that. So I use that information. I don't just look at it and engage at that point and then just say, okay, forget it. But I do revisit those chats. I do revisit that information, those abandoned carts, to see if there's any other option in generating more traffic, more interest in my business, helping whatever that person was looking for, get what it is they were looking for, and also increase the revenue in my business. So increase website traffic, if you do it the right way, is going to be very, very beneficial for your business because it's going to help generate more interaction with your business, which is what we want. Typically, when someone goes on your website, you don't have too much time to capture their attention or too much time to secure that sale before they're on to the next. Instead of being a brick and mortar location where if someone's in the store, if they want to shop somewhere else, you know, they may hop in the car and have to drive to the other location. Well, when you're shopping online, you don't have to do that. So if you don't like something you see, or if it's taking too long for a response, or if the website is too complicated to navigate, more than likely you're going to hop off that website and go right to another site. It's really quick to do that. And because of that, we don't have too much time to capture attention. So it's really imperative to make sure that your website can be easily navigated. It's very important to make sure that your layout is really clean and easy to read and understand. It's very important that you are making sure that you're setting the right expectations as far as when you're going to reach back out to your potential customers and clients, because people, you know, they don't have to wait. They don't have to shop with you. There's tons of other companies offering the products that you offer and the services that you offer. Now, granted, they're not going to be done the way that you do them. But if they don't know how you do them and someone else can sell them on the way that they do it, then that's a sale that you could have potentially kept that is lost now. So increased website traffic is really imperative, like I've mentioned, for a lot of different reasons. One being the fact that it is going to help your website grow in terms of being able to have a bank of people that you can reach back out to, so like a list of leads, and then also different sales. Not only will it help with that, but it also helps you to reiterate the fact that you are a reference, that you're here to actually help. And so that sticks in people's minds. If they have additional questions or if they want assistance in the future, they're more apt to go to you because they're remembering you as someone that is a point of reference, someone that is a point of contact, someone that is an expert and what they're looking for. So increase website traffic. And the way that that correlates with reaching out to people that have reached out to you is because when you reach out to people and you send an email asking them how they're doing or asking them if they have any questions in regards to the bundles that they were looking at last week. I'm using bundles as an example because that's a product that I sell on my website, or if how their business is going, because I also offer different business tools. Then I have noticed that people a lot of times click on the links in my email and they go to my website, and I'm able to see all of this because I'm using Shopify and it shows me where each visitor is coming from. So it shows me how many people have clicked on a link via email. And so I'm able to see all of the traction and really kind of like see like a real life view of how my website is really interacting based on the actions that I'm putting into play that day. The next thing that I want to move on to is It reminds previous clients and it encourages purchases. So sometimes people honestly forget that your business exists. I know that may be hard for you to grasp or wrap your mind around, but we're constantly thinking about our business, right? Well, some of us are constantly thinking about our business. And so it's very easy for us to constantly assume that everyone else just knows we're here. And that may prohibit us from reaching out. But to be completely honest, there's a lot of people that get tons of emails. I'm one of those people. I get tons of emails from different businesses, different offers, different people reaching out almost daily. And so other people get the same type of thing. And to make sure that they're remembering who you are and the value that you hold, as far as what you can give them that is going to solve their want or their need, increase their business, or give them that look they're looking for their birthday, or whatever the case may be. That is something that is worth reminding someone of. I want you to know that I'm still here for you. I want you to know that we haven't gone out of business. I want you to know that this is what we're offering now. If I have new products, I want you to know that this is now what we're offering. These are some new options that you have to choose from. If we have new payment options, I want them to know that. So one thing that reaching out can also do is remind customers that you exist. Remind them that you're there. And I kid you not, when I was reaching out to people, I actually got someone that reached back out and they said, "You're right on time with your message. Thank you so much for reaching out. It is that time for me to go ahead and place an order for my hair." And they went ahead and they placed the order the next day. So if I had not reached out, I may have not got that sale. I may have not made that interaction, that connection. And, it may have not benefited my business nor my client, because it would have been more work potentially or possibly for her to have to go out and find another company that has good quality extensions, because it's not always easy to find a company that's offering a good quality. You can find a company that's offering what you're offering, but you can't always find a company that's going to reply back to you, a company that you can feel safe with, a company that's offering quality products. So when you're offering all of that, again, it is worth letting people know that, hey, I'm still here in case you forgot. This is what I'm able to help with. This is what I'm still offering, and I'm happy to help in any way possible. The next point that I want to move on to is it keeps you focused. So reaching out has been imperative to my business because it also has kept me focused. So it gives me a task to do each day for my business. So the days that I'm like, okay, I don't have to go to the post office today. My business is not as busy as it has been. I'm not getting so many website chats. I'm not getting too many, I don't want to say too many, but I'm not getting a lot of text messages. I'm not getting a ton of DMs. So what do? It gives me a point of direction to go back and say, okay, this is what I can do. I can go ahead and I can reach out to X amount of people and I can check in on them. I can let them know what I'm offering, and I can still plant a seed to have my business reap the benefits from me reaching out. So it's always about being proactive and planting seeds and making sure that we're not overlooking opportunities, which I've touched on in tons of videos. But that is another reason that I enjoy reaching out and that I feel like reaching out is very imperative, because it's going to keep you focused. What you don't focus on a lot of time doesn't get your energy. And if we're not being cautious of what we're giving our energy to, you can easily find yourself giving your energy to things that really don't matter and that aren't pushing your business forward. And at some point, if you want your business to be able to take care of you financially and your business to allow you the freedom to work if you want to, but not if you don't want to, then you need to have some focus at some point. I try to stay away from saying words like what you need to do and you have to do this. But honestly, if you are wanting to see beneficial results from your business, focus is definitely going to be key. How much time are you focusing in your business? What are you doing to progress your business every day? And so if you have an action plan of reaching out to people, that is going to help your business stay on the forefront of your mind, generate more ideas, and become more engaged and more engaged and also more proactive with your business. The next thing that I want to touch on is reaching out to different customers, clients, potential customers and clients, website visitors. It encourages more referrals. Referrals are so important, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about referrals. but you may have heard a lot of people talking about word of mouth, which is, essentially, I don't want to say they're the same thing, but word of mouth, if it's a good review, can lead to more referrals. Referrals are when people have talked about your business and they refer your business to their friend or family. For example, I've had people that have worn my extensions and a family member or friend have, they asked them, hey, where did you get the hair? And they said, okay, I got them from Bad Chick Hair, which is my business, my hair company, badchickhair.com. So they would go on my website, and a lot of times people would chat me and say, hey, my cousin ordered from you. She loved the curly texture that you offer. I have a picture of it. Can you tell me what type of texture this is on your website? I want to purchase the same thing. Or, hey, I saw someone wearing your hair. I asked them where they got it from. They told me it was your website. And what type of payment options do you have? I really love that hair. So people will reach out and say different things based on people that have referred them to my website. And in order to have people refer you to your website, you need to have good quality extensions, good customer service, be able to be accessible. You need to have something positive that is going to have other people wanting to go above and beyond past just wearing the hair, but actually talking about it and recommending it. And then you also want the hair to look good because you want other people to come to them and ask them, hey, where did you get your hair from? And so, reaching out to people also sparks that memory that you're here. And it could also encourage more referrals. So if someone is like, opening their email and I reached out and I say, hey, how is your business going? We did a consultation a month ago. Just wanted to check back in with you. And they're like, my business is going great, but my friend, she just started her business. And now that I remember how much you helped me, I'm going to go ahead and refer your information to her if that's okay. I've gotten people that literally have asked me that, and I'm like, of course it's okay. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. And so that encourages more referrals. So reaching out not only just helps make sure that you're, letting people know that you're here and that you're available and that you're a resource, but it also can, in return, help you receive more people as customers and clients and kind of keep that cycle turning. The last thing that I'm going to touch on is reaching out is imperative because it helps to take advantage of all possible missed opportunities. So I touched on that in the beginning of this podcast. Every day is filled with a lot of opportunities, and we have to decide if we're going to be the type of person that overlooks opportunities or if we're going to be the type of person that takes advantage of opportunities. And you can say all day long, hey, I'm going to be the person that takes advantage of opportunities, but you also have to hold yourself accountable and ask yourself, what did I really do today to take advantage of all opportunities surrounding my business? Did I really go as hard as I can for my business? And one thing that I used to always tell myself when I was literally working in a small cubicle at a job that I really did not want to work at, I used to always say, if I'm going to work this hard for this business, get up in the morning. I lived in Michigan. So at that point, it was really cold, to go to work during the winter. And, I had to make sure that I got up to clean off my car and heated up the car and buckled up and bundled up and made sure that the tires were right and have to, walk through snow sometimes in the parking lot if the truck didn't come and clean up the parking lot before we got there to work. And it was just a lot. And then you get there and then your boss sometimes may not be the most polite to you. And then you have customers in your ear if you're working in a call center like I was, screaming and yelling and calling you names. And you still have to put your best foot forward if you want to secure that job, right? So I was putting my best foot forward. I was putting all these hours in. I had mandatory overtime. I had different goals and tasks that I needed to meet in order for me to not be in the hot seat with my boss, in order for me to keep my job. And so I'm like, you know what? There's no way that I'm going to come to work and go through all of these barriers and work my tail off, and then come home and not give that same energy to my business. Now, granted, I'm going to be tired because I worked, earlier, but I can't leave my business hanging. Not if I want this business to eventually replace the job that I'm going to that I don't like. And I think that's a mentality that a lot of us need to adopt. Do what you're doing. And look at it as leverage if you don't want to be there. You may be at a job that you really don't like, but as long as you can keep in the forefront that you're not going to be there forever, gives you hope. And it could also motivate something within you that sparks the the hope for your business to be able to take the place of what you're doing that you don't like. And it definitely can do that. There's so many testimonies, so many people out there that have explained how they were able to transition their 9 to 5 to actually working their business full-time and consistently. But we have to make sure that we're taking advantage of all opportunities if we're wanting to have that be our reality. So ask yourself, what have I done? And if you don't know what else to do, reach out. You may feel embarrassed. You may feel like, oh, this is something I really don't want to do. I'm nervous. What if they don't care? What if they ignore me? One thing that I learned from working in different jobs is that a lot of times when you're reaching out to people, it is a numbers game. You're going to get more no's more than likely than you're going to get yeses. You're going to get more people not responding than you will that will respond. But when you do get the person that responds, just like the experience that I went over a while ago, explaining that I reached out and one of my prior clients or current clients, said, you're right on time, and she placed her order. So before that, I had some people that say, hey, thanks for reaching out. No, thank you. Before that, I had some people that didn't reach out at all. Before that, I had some people that said, hey, let me think about it. But at the end of the day, it's not about the people that are saying I'm not interested at that point. At that point, you can know that you did everything that you could do, but it's about moving forward, and it's about knowing that you planted that seed. So even if they're not interested right now, you may be amazed to know that they may be interested next week, but we still have to keep moving forward. We still have to keep plugging along, because just like they're not interested, there's someone that's going to be interested, but we have to make sure that we're doing due diligence and reaching out to people so that they have the opportunity to purchase. Again, not everyone knows that you're still in business. There are so many companies that start their business and go right out of business, literally like halfway through the year or after 2 years, some people after 5 years. So they don't know exactly what you're doing. And honestly, it's not really their responsibility to keep up with what your business is doing. Yes, it would be nice if they did, but it's your responsibility to make sure that your business is growing. So what are you going to do to make sure that you're staying in front of your customers, clients, and website visitors' minds? What are you going to do to ensure that your customers, clients, website visitors are confident in the information that you're giving them? What are you going to do? So I hope that you took something from this message. Ultimately, reaching out is imperative. I went over some of the reasons why that is so, not all of them. So there's plenty more reasons out there as to why reaching out is imperative. I may save those reasons for another podcast episode. But like I always say, I don't want the conversation to end. If you'd like to be a guest on the Brittney Bundles podcast, please be sure to email me. My email address is the letter Btalks, that's BTALKS at yahoo.com. You can also follow me on social media. My Instagram handle is Brittney_bundles. That is Brittney, BRITTNEY_bundles, BUNDLES. I'm on YouTube at Brittney Bundles, Facebook Brittney Bundles, and Twitter Brittney Bundles. Until next time, I'll talk to you all in the next podcast episode.